Live from the rinks in Hauppauge, New York, we welcome you to this presentation of Suffolk County High School Hockey League Wednesday night Varsity on LI Sports Network. As we gear up for a showdown between two undefeated teams, both top 5 in the standings, as the Northport Huntington Tigers face off against the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls. Mike Colanger here, ready to bring you the action. Warm-ups underway as both of these teams get set to engage in this heavyweight battle. Most notably, Northport Huntington, who is still trying to recover from the crazy events from Monday night's overtime extravaganza against Kings Park Comac. And so the Tigers are trying to continue their dominance against the Bulls here tonight in this 2022-23 season, the first of 3 matchups between both of these squads as the Tigers come into this battle with a record of 2-0-1, while Smithtown Hauppauge is aiming to remain perfect as they enter this matchup with an unprecedented record to kick off the season, 3-0. And all those victories have come with their dynamic offense leading the way. Bobby Trites and team-leading points getter Peter Petito, the cause of all of that success so far. But although there is a lot of anticipation for these two teams clashing here tonight, there will be some major obstacles that will be standing in both of these squads' way, as Smithtown Hauppauge will be without 4 players tonight, 3 of them due to illness. Anthony Sabatino, Nathan Siegel, and most notably, arguably their top defenseman, Patrick Nolte, while Thomas Agavino serves a suspension for the end of the game extracurriculars in the Bulls' victory over St. Anthony's last week. While the Northport Huntington Tigers will see a new face in net from what we were told in pregame, as Angel Spinelli is there pictured on the ice getting warm-ups in. But as I just said before, we were told that he is not going to be getting the starting nod tonight, and that it'll be between newcomers Evan Schubert and Haley Martin that will start between the pipes for this undefeated Tigers squad. Smithtown Hauppauge, they will rely on the ever so spectacular Jake Citron, who comes into this contest with a staggering, and I mean staggering, statistic. And if you saw it on our social media channel on Twitter, you have an idea of what exactly I am going to be alluding to. Citron himself has not lost a Suffolk County High School Hockey League game since December 15th, 2021. That was the night the Bulls ran into a red-hot T-Birds squadron who was in the midst of their revenge tour, which would catapult them all the way to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League Varsity Finals, where they faced off and went toe-to-toe against Robert Lund's St. Anthony's Friars. And before they got to that point, they had to take down this heavy-powered Tigers squad. And here they are, about to go into battle here tonight. The first of two games right here, streaming on YouTube's LI Sports Network channel, your home of all things hockey in the next 6 months. Game 3 underway, or Game 4 I should say, underway for both of these squads. Tyler Paragallo relinquishes it immediately to that man, Alec Ryan. Ryan with a toss down low as Zara got muscled into the boards. So although I mentioned a lot of important anecdotes at the top of the broadcast, there are some surprises that are being handed with so far in the midst of seconds. So it turns out both number 12s, who we were previously informed by the teams that were not going to be in this contest tonight, actually are. Patrick Nolte, we just saw him on the ice at the blue line for the Bulls. And there is Angel Spinelli in goal, making his 4th starting appearance. And it kicks off with a shot right off the mask. And so that is definitely a wake-up call for the Tigers. Another chance misfires from the top by De Palma. Nicholas Noche and Peter Petito. That dangerous offensive trio, along with Trites, getting their first licks in minutes into the contest. Another stop by Spinelli. And I have another enormous statistic I'm going to bring up in a few moments as this chance just misfires over the cage by Lakowitz. There's Trites. Feeds it in front. De Palma steps into one, and the save is made by Spinelli. Out of the zone it goes, and this one will be pushed on into the zone as Smithtown Hauppauge finishes the check right there. De Palma tried to feed it onto the stick of Feza, but to no avail. It's picked up and carried in further by Peter Petito. In the zone, loose in front. Unbelievable! Angel Spinelli. A guardian in goal to keep that one out of the net. There's a reason why he's one of the most dangerous netminders in the game today. That's just a pure example right there as he makes another cover-up. And so now I'll bring up this astonishing statistic about Angel Spinelli. As he enters this matchup, he is 14-0-2 in Suffolk County High School Hockey League games he's started dating back to last season. That also includes the 2022 New York State Tournament up in Saugerties, in which the Tigers were unsuccessful, falling to the Friars in the championship game 5-3 as Tyler Paragallo takes the first trip to the box. And so Smithtown Hauppauge will bring out the power play units for the first time tonight. Petito back to De Palma, feeds it over. Azara chipped on back, almost picked off that time by the ever so dangerous Michael Agafonov. Waiting in the shadows, looking to strike on this penalty kill for the Tigers. De Palma, cross-ice feed, doesn't go there as it was finished wide by Petito. Noche controlling, tried to dish it back cleanly to Trites. It stays in the zone. up until it got stolen away by Billy Collins. He scores! No longer tied with Blake Belt. No longer beneath the trio of Belt, Paragallo, and Gafanov for the most goals on this Tigers varsity team, as Billy Collins picks up his third goal of the season. And there's a chance that gets nullified in front by Spinelli. That was a beautiful finish on the backhand by Collins to beat Citron. Here's Tommy Doyle and the Bulls trying to respond, but just half a minute to go on the man advantage. As this chance gets intercepted by Gafanov. And Gafanov delays, and he'll retreat, backpedaling, wasting time on the Bulls' power play unit. McMillan trying to guide it back the other way and get the Bulls on the board, as this one ends up being another clear for the Tigers. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey as Northport Huntington successfully kills off the first penalty of the night. The back ends. Sherwood trying to lift it forward. Almost got it taken away as Alec Ryan was on the receiving end. Here's Eric Kraft angling this one across. Blake Brown on the hunt, trying to get it from Brandolfino as this one gets forced out. Chipped on back. It'll be sauced off the boards, but back into the hands. It goes to Sherwood of the Bulls. Brandolfino couldn't connect with Azara that time, but Azara keeps on fighting. Back in the zone he goes. And he'll nudge this one into the far end boards. Rudkowski gives it up, and the chance gets away from Azara as that one hit off the post. And we get a whistle to stop play. Close call right there for Angel Spinelli as gets a little break right there. Azara trying to pick up his first of the season, only recording 3 goals in 21 games played last year. Zachary Solomon dishes that one up ahead as Petito smacks this one in further off the boards. Trites trying to deliver it up back in front as it continues to pinball all over the place. Trites with the finish on his opponent. And here come the Tigers on the attack once again. Billy Collins forced into the boards. Noche pressuring down low. Calling for the feed. Bobby Trites. And it misses his stick, and he'll go for icing. Interesting to note on Sunday, if you're wondering where Bobby Trites was, he was in Boston helping the Royals travel team pick up a few victories in their road trip. And despite Trites not being in the lineup that day for the Bulls, Smithtown Hauppauge would come up with the victory in a close affair against Ward Melville. Patriots trying to pick up their first win of the season still, as Smithtown Hauppauge was able to go home with their 3rd victory of the season, having one of the best starts in their program's history in a long, long while. And that's all thanks to the new change in scenery on the bench. We'll get to more of that in the later moments of this contest. De Palma, 2-on-1 chance. Save made, rebound, score! Tied game. The man with the hardest shot in the varsity division picks up the equalizer for the Bulls. Now we got a hockey game as Trites settles things down, or pardon me, that was Blackowitz wearing number 23. Northport Huntington trying to respond and get back on top. Another chance. That one gets canceled out by the Bulls. Back they go the other way. Leading the charge to Palma with Conglin trying to poke it free in the trailer. Azar turnaround try misses. Northport Huntington trying to guide it back the other way. Paragallo on the hunt against his superstar defensive counterpart, Patrick Nolte. Nolte dancing his way in with a chance. And it finds the glove of Spinelli instead. Another stop for number 12 of the Tigers. 7.5 to go in the opening period. Noche tied up right there as Trites couldn't finish the job. Noche sends this one back down low. Noche looking for the possession as Trites controls it. Trites looking for some room to fire. Bobby Trites steals it in front. Big pad save made by Angel Spinelli. Just another example of why he's one of the best. Off the draw, Noche trying to deal it in front again. And here come the Tigers on the rush the other way. Michael Agafonov tried to feed it across the Collins. Instead, the Bulls were able to put a stop to it. And here they come going back the other way. Petito, Noche, and Trites. But it's canceled out quickly by the Tigers, who will try to reset carefully. Agafonov floats this one into the end board. Citron with Sherwood on the back end. Tigers able to keep it in the zone. Bratkowski from a distance save. Rebound. Oh my gracious. Jake Citron, multiple denials in front of the cage. Another chance the other way. Bobby Trites lets it go, but it went wide. Tremendous goaltending from both squads, as Spinelli and Citron have showed up in enormous ways early in this contest. 6 minutes remaining here in the first. Solomon under heavy pressure courtesy of Paragallo. Macmillan trying to pinch in there and keep it in the zone, but instead it gets forced out by the Tigers. Bulls continuing to work hard. Tommy Doyle with a chance, and that trickles off a stick and wide. Back towards the net it goes. Spinelli holds up. Jake Citron. He's a monster in goal, and this is a pure example of what he can do. And that monster was continuing to grow and grow last season when Anthony Skakoza, the senior netminder, got a majority of the starts over the then junior goaltender Citron. To Palma from the top, trickling chance on goal, pushed aside by Spinelli. This one gets led out. Beckman shoved off the puck. It bounces off the wall and it stays in play. Fed across, but not cleanly by Paragallo. It results in a turnover and a touch chance on goal that gets negated by Spinelli. Lakowicz trying to deal it back in front, and instead it gets flipped out by Kraft. Feza gets it onto the stick of McMillan. Here comes Colin McMillan, feeding it across. Tommy Doyle fires! Big save off the mask of Angel Spinelli. Tommy Doyle trying to respond, and icing is signaled. And pardon me, that hit off the blocker of Spinelli and not the mask, as we saw early on in this contest. Ripped around the wall, Brandafino pinching in there to keep it in the zone. Conlon and Alec Ryan trying to make something happen. Nolte dishes it back to Ryan. Ryan back in front. Conlon trying to knife it home. Everyone scrambling in front. It got forced wide. Another chance for the Bulls trying to erupt here. Patrick Nolte winds for a chance. Save made. Rebound front. Score! Tied no more. Two-1, Aiden Conlon picks up his first goal at the varsity level for the Bulls. He had 13 and 23 games played for Coach Zarukian last year at the JV level. And once again, he scores with Coach Zarukian on the bench watching from afar, this time at the varsity level. So a big milestone for number 7 of the Bulls. The chance in front, save made, rebound, lost in a tie-up. So that was Azara having trouble finishing the job in front. Conlon pops this one off the pad of Spinelli. Robert Savaglio and the Tigers trying to respond the other way as this one gets chipped almost on goal. Lost sight of it right there as that one was heading towards the net. But had a little too much distance on as this one gets sent back into the far end boards. Petito on the hunt. The team leading points getter for this Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls team. Sherwood from the top couldn't get that one on goal. More battling near the half wall. Nice feed in front. Trites has to curl away from the pressure and deals it back to the point. Solomon off balance. Couldn't get that chance to get past Spinelli. Closing in on the final 2 minutes of play here in the first. Trites again, and that one gets nullified in front. Off the sacrifice by Robert Savaglio. Icing signaled again. Not only Northport, Huntington is goaltender making some big plays, it's their defense as well stepping up when it's needed most. And who better than to make an impact to help his team than Robert Savaglio, the PAL Junior Islanders product. Feza knocks this one into enemy territory. Oh, misplayed in front! And somehow Angel Spinelli makes the miraculous recovery. A scary call there for the Tigers netminder, as that one was just mere inches of becoming a 2-goal lead for Smithtown Hauppauge. Back in the zone it goes, as we await the final minute of play in front as this chance gets negated. The Bulls continuing to cancel out many offensive opportunities for the Tigers, and there's another one not going Northport's way. Back in comes to Palma, trying to feed it across. It pinballed off a skate in front, and now it goes the other way. Michael Gapanov trying to charge past the defense. In comes Billy Collins. A Gapanov one-timer, big save! Rebound! Jake Citron, enormous! As we get a battle in front. And we'll see if this one has any repercussions, and it does, with Tommy Doyle being escorted to the penalty box. The passion is still there for Northport Huntington. Kraft drops it to a Gapanov. A Gapanov trying to knife it back to Kraft as Alec Ryan goes back the other way. A Gapanov racing back, or Collins racing back in a hurry, and he cancels the opportunity out. Paragallo, Kraft. Tyler Paragallo guiding it down the wing, trying to stuff it in front. Rebound denied again by Citron, that time against Collins, who couldn't finish on the follow-up. Lifted back in front, one last chance. Savaglio can't get it to go, and that does it for one. Smithtown Hauppauge up 2-1. Second period about to start as both teams strategize for these next 15 minutes of play. Angel Spinelli and Jake Citron enter their respective nets. Their respective corners. As the first period evolved into an ultimate battle. Here we go again. Paragallo and the Tigers trying to capitalize on the man advantage. Kraft, Savaglio, Collins, Agafonov Sent it wide. Rebound put back in front, but it couldn't be jammed home by Collins. Savaglio sauces one on target. Rebound. Jousting in front was Collins. As this one gets ripped around the wall. Kraft controlling. Deals it back to Paragallo. Over it goes. Savaglio. Across one-timer. That one may have hit off the glove of Citron. Paragallo at the top with Savaglio. Tossed back off the boards. Paragallo receives it well. Savaglio. Across. Collins. Trying to stash it onto the stick of a Gaffinoff. And this one gets canceled out by the Bulls. And in the process, Frank Fezza draws a penalty. The second one committed by the Tigers tonight. This will negate the rest of the power play that the Tigers had. And this will be 4-on-4 hockey for the next 6 seconds. It's worth noting the shorthanded tally by Billy Collins that kicked off this contest was the second shorthanded goal that Northport Huntington has scored this season. Nolte and the Bulls beginning their power play as they try to pick up another big one here tonight. Nolte, Trites, loses it to Collins. Gaffinoff trying to locate it as De Palma had to retreat. Petito in the zone. Muscled off the puck there. Northport Huntington makes yet another clear. Smithtown Hauppauge looking for just their second power play goal of the season. Surprisingly enough, they've only picked up one power play goal, and that was scored last week in their victory over St. Anthony's when Peter Petito put the Bulls in the lead as this spinning chance by Noche is nullified by Spinelli. So there are your trends in terms of special teams that both of these teams have in just a few games played so far this season. But if you want to go back to last season, Smithtown Hauppauge picked up 12 goals on the man advantage. Among one of the best statistics in the varsity level. Doyle. Back to Sherwood, and he tight ropes the blue line and dealing it wildly over to Nolte, who moves into a different area. Back to the point, Sherwood right into the glove of Angel Spinelli. A junior Islander battle on the draw as Tommy Doyle goes one-on-one against Billy Collins as Paragallo lofts this one out of the zone for another clear. 20 seconds remaining now on the Savaglio tripping penalty. Relinquished back to the Tigers, who come up with yet another clear as they are just 5 seconds away from eliminating the Paragallo penalty that was handed to them. Collins in a hurry, almost succeeding right there as we are back to 5-on-5 hockey. Patrick Nolte able to dance free from a Gaffinoff, and he tries to lead Fezza ahead, but it misses the reach of his stick. As this one gets sent around the wall by Savaglio, but back into the hands it goes of Sherwood. As Tommy Doyle and the Bulls are met with some jeers. You wonder how long that's going to go. for Tommy Doyle in this case. One of the premier goal scorers at the varsity level. Tommy Doyle trying to drag the puck. His bodies continue to careen all over the ice. Solomon chips this one ahead, and we get another stoppage. Too many men is being signaled, and just moments after not succeeding on the latest man advantage, Smithtown Hauppauge will find themselves going to the penalty kill for the second time tonight. And this will bring up another special teams statistic for the Bulls. As a matter of fact, I'll bring up both teams' special team statistics. So we have gone to the complete other spectrum. Agafonov off the draw, denied by Citron. And so here is the statistics as we go from one end of the spectrum to another. Smithtown Hauppauge has scored 2 shorthanded goals this season, and that leads the varsity division in only a few games played so far this season. And we'll see if that trend continues here this moment. Solomon deals it across. Going to be finished off that time by Ryan. Northport Huntington trying to pick up their 6th power play goal of the season, also leading the varsity division in a special teams category. This one makes a little more sense. Paragallo controlling, firing, sliding across, and making the stop yet again is Citron. Off the draw, pair of junior Islanders, or a trio, I should say, of junior Islanders trying to make some magic happen here on the man advantage. It stays alive off the nudge by Agafonov, but now it goes the other way. De Palma with Feza, 2-on-1, shorthanded. It couldn't be finished off as it slipped off the stick of Feza. A lead feed ahead, power play goal, no! Agafonov shut down by Citron. Jake Citron denying Michael Agafonov of his 3rd goal this season in only 3 games played, now his 4th. Billy Collins coming in with some ferocity. So we have some jostling in front of the net between Brown and De Palma. Agafonov swings it over. Savaglio deals it to Paragallo. Kraft. Savaglio trying to angle it ahead as this one gets pushed out of the zone. Petito hot off the bench, almost coming up with it. Turned over again, the Bulls trying to maneuver and create some more chaos inside the Tigers zone as Northport Huntington comes back with the possession. But it's further relinquished to the Bulls as Noche, the captain, tries to step into one. Petito from a tough angle, denied rebound in front, lost in a scramble, another chance for the top. Fended off by Angel Spinelli. Double denials in front of the cage by Angel Spinelli. And we get another stoppage. And correction, Spinelli made the initial stop with the blocker, but The later was swiped away by a different player defending the zone. Couldn't tell if that was a Gafanov or Savaglio, but it was either one of them due to the fact that they were wearing PAL Junior Islanders gloves. This one couldn't be dealt in front cleanly. It skips around inside the crease as this one is turned over. Paragallo steps into and save made by Spinelli. In close was Paragallo. Pardon me, that was Citron making the save against Paragallo. Back the other way come the Bulls. 2-on-1 chance. Noche denied by Spinelli. Oh no! Angel Spinelli shaken up as it appeared Nicholas Noche, while trying to finish off the 2-on-1 opportunity, ran into the Tigers netminder. My mistake, he didn't actually run into him, as I previously assumed. It was the stick, the toe end of the stick blade of Noche that caught the mask of Spinelli and stunned him, as this one nearly gets past the glove of Spinelli, who played that one cautiously. One player's stick was helicoptering out of their hand. That was Azara, who retrieves it. And there's a big body blow laid right there on Conlon. More battling in front. Tigers able to make the cancellation inside the zone. Bulls come back up with it. This chance skitters off a pad and goes into the other direction. Tigers, watch out. More players careening to the ice in front of the Bulls bench. Ryan feeding it across, misses the stick of Conlon. Conlon fadeaway try, misses, as Eric Kraft is the latest player to descend to the ice. And now we get another stoppage offside signaled. So no goals so far in this period yet. As we have gone nearly 10 minutes of play without either of these teams capitalizing. And it was Michael Agafonov, the closest one to score so far in these first 9 minutes of play here in the second. As this one gets lifted out of harm's way by the Tigers. De Palma will race back and retrieve it from the hard-charging Eric Kraft. This one gets turned over off the boards. Collins gave it up right away to Wackowitz, who then relinquishes it further to Ruthkowski. Collins deals it ahead to Kraft. Kraft chips this one ahead. He'll try to hunt it down against Wackowitz. Guided in front and pushed away by the Bulls. Here comes De Palma. Matthew De Palma trying to charge up with a chance, but to no avail. Back in front, Colin McMillan almost slamming it home. McMillan trying to dance his way to a big goal. De Palma couldn't get that chance to go, as this one ricochets off a stick and goes out of play. Both of these teams have gotten major chances in this period alone, and yet out of all those chances, none of them have beaten these two goaltenders yet in this period. Noche just misfiring that time off the draw. Brandafino with the keep as he hustled right away over to the far wall. And now it gets nudged all the way down, icing called. Michael Agafonov, supreme talent. Already in 3 games played in his inaugural season, in his inaugural Suffolk County High School Hockey League season, He's led his team in both points and goals. Gafanov tied with 3 other players for the lead in goals scored on this team, but he stands alone at the top with the most points recorded by any player on this Tigers squad. There's Gafanov trying to hunt it back into his hands as this one gets lifted back into the hands of the Tigers. Brandolfino trying to swing it in front. Trites couldn't connect that time as it misses his stick. Here comes Billy Collins trying to navigate through chaos the other way. Paragallo having some trouble right there, and we get another stoppage. Another offsides. And there is another major offensive force has just come onto the ice, and he'll be in this contest in a matter of seconds. Or I should say a matter of moments. Last year's JV team all-star, the ever so explosive Jake Giacoppi. As you have to wonder, with his entrance into this battle, if he is going to be the difference maker for the Tigers, who are trying to get even with the Bulls, down by 1. Collins couldn't spike that one off the draw to his own teammate, and this one, whoa! Look out there. Roughing signaled. It's the 3rd penalty committed by the Tigers here in this contest. Austin Rutkowski will sit for 2 minutes. As the crowd from the Northport side offers their displeasure towards the ruling. And Smithtown Hauppauge will reactivate the power play unit with just under 4 minutes to go here in the second. De Palma over to Nolte. Nolte trying to deal it ahead to Petito, and instead it goes for a clear. Right off the bat, Northport Huntington is able to eliminate some clock here against the Bulls. But back in comes Bobby Trites. Trites. Nolte. Couldn't chip that one further ahead to Noche, and it goes for another clear. Back-to-back clears by the Tigers penalty kill unit. Just under 3 minutes to go now here in the second. Peter Petito trying to weave in and out through traffic. De Palma looking for an open lane to fire in. He's got one tonight. There's Noche. And Trites creating some carnage down low. Tyler Paragallo and Bobby Trites having a disagreement behind the play. Meanwhile, in the back end, Smithtown Hauppauge is trying to reset cleanly. Petito. Noche. Noche trying to dance past Savaglio, but to no avail, and we get another stoppage. This time, it's a hooking penalty. And this will negate the Bulls' power play. With 21 seconds to spare, Smithtown Hauppauge will lose a man, and this will become 4-on-4 hockey once again. Savaglio on net, nearly got deflected home in front by Collins. McMillan angles it ahead. Fezza trying to kick it forward. He's in a race against Paragallo, who is able to beat him to the puck. Agafonov trying to locate it. This one gets ahead of him. Billy Collins trying to dangle his way to the goal, and he's denied by Jake Citron, and play is stopped. We knew this was going to be an all-out 10D duel. And both Jake Citron and Angel Spinelli have lived up to that billing. Both Jake Citron and Angel Spinelli have lived up to that billing. Agafonov closing in on the last minute of this power play, the latest trip around the sun for the Tigers. McMillan tied up in front as we reached the final minute of play here in the second. Final minute of play in the second, final minute of the power play for the Tigers. Sabaglio, across one-timer, and it just misses wide off the screaming drive of the stick of Collins. Agafonov has to hurry back, try to reset cleanly. Half a minute to go here in the period. Billy Collins trying to charge into one again. Bulls able to make the cancellation. Heavy hit thrown right there against the wall by Paragallo. Here comes Brandafino charging back down the wing, trying to lead it in front. Fezza couldn't knock it out of the air as he was charging hard to the goal. One last chance perhaps for the Tigers before the buzzer sounds. And they will not get the shot off in time as that one comes off the stick of Agafonov and lands into the glove of Citron. Neither team successful in the second as we head to the third. Smithtown still on top 2-1. Honestly, and in all honesty, this Northport Huntington Tigers team, on paper this year, they have blown my expectations out of the window. With who they had in their arsenal last season, with names like Carmine Patelli, Blake Hansen, Bradley Gray, Aiden Donnelly, and Jack Brecklin. There was a feeling that this team was going to be experiencing some growing pains, adapting to life without those players. It's been none of that so far this season. If anything, this team has looked more dangerous than ever. They have guys who have stepped up enormously in the absence of those players who have gone on to either graduate or have continued to play hockey at the college level. Alec Ryan the other way. Couldn't stash it home as we have a battle brewing in front. And another stoppage. And as I bring this up, it's worth mentioning both me and Vinny, who worked the Farmingdale State College Rams home opener against Fordham University over the weekend with another one of our good pals, Jordan DeLuciano. We had a little reunion with the one and only Carmine Patelli, who I only found out that night he was playing for the Fordham University Rams. And you can rewatch the game itself on the YouTube channel, LI Sports Network. So going back to the Tigers, this team looks more dangerous than ever, considering they lost so much weapons during the offseason. Gaffinoff touches this one on the stick of Billy Collins, and it's turned over immediately. And again, it gets turned over. Gaffinoff trying to swipe it back into his hands. It gets stolen back by Alec Ryan. He's got Conlon and Azara in the trailer. Tommy Azara trying to look for Conlon for the finish, and it got blocked in front. Gaffinoff charging back the other way. He's got help in front. Gaffinoff fires. Save made, rebound. As one player got dropped in front of the net. That was Joseph Beckman. Irate as he heads off to the bench. Jake Giacoppi back on the ice for the Tigers. Collins spins this one out of harm's way. And the Bulls will attempt to reset cleanly, but Giacoppi is not letting off the gas. Almost got it from Solomon. We go 2 minutes of play without both of these teams scoring here in the third. In comes Doyle. Doyle on the rush, trying to set something up down the wing, going on an adventure as he's forced wide. Turnaround try. As he was fading away from the zone. Rutkowski is able to skip that one out of the zone. Doyle giving it back to the Tigers, who are trying to come up with another play. They're having some more trouble, so they immediately give it back up to the Bulls. McMillan back in front. Tommy Doyle denied that time by Angel Spinelli. Another save for number 12. Jake Giacoppi trying to drag and dangle past Solomon, but to no avail as Tommy Doyle gets it back. And he comes with Feza in the picture. Doyle tosses one on goal, but it misses the stick of Feza, and it goes back into the hands of Eric Kraft and the Tigers. Kraft angles it onto the stick of Giacoppi from distance. Bad save by Citron to nullify the latest chance by the Tigers. So we get some more jostling in front between Brandafino and Kraft. The referees say, gentlemen, play on. Chipped on further, continues to be traded between both of these squads. The possession, that is, as this one gets floated into the end boards by Sherwood. Robert Savaglio trying to make an impact here in the third. Savaglio, end-to-end chance. And that fadeaway try misses the cage. Blake Brown muscled into the boards. Gets some help from Collins. Here comes a Gaffinoff, shouldered off by Trites. And then Tyler Barragallo runs into DePalma. Matthew DePalma trying to take out everyone as Bobby Trites makes his way back in the zone. Bobby Trites scores! Team leading 5th goal of the season in game number 4 for Bobby Hockey. And the 2-goal drought for Bobby Trites has come to an end after his first 4 this season were picked up in that opening night blitzkrieg that the Bulls unleashed on Sachem 2 weeks ago. We get another penalty here. Aiden Conlon will head to the sin bin. And Conlon continues to have words for the men in stripes. Obviously, trying to make a plea for why he should not go in, but anything that Conlon does or say will not change the ruling one bit. It's Northport Huntington who goes back on the man advantage as they trail now by 2 goals. Playing this one off the boards. Billy Collins. Paragallo, Collins, Savaglio, Giacoppi, and Agafonov make up this dangerous Northport Huntington power play unit as they try to pick up their league-leading 6th goal of the season. More jostling in the corner. This one gets played back to the point. Savaglio through traffic and reading that one perfectly through the screen of bodies. Jake Citron. Five and a half gone by. But rest assured, the craziness has not died. This one nearly connects for Agafonov, who is charging across. Agafonov trying to dish it back in front as this one gets forced out. Bulls coming up with the big clear with 50 seconds remaining on the Conlon penalty. Savaglio trying to navigate through pressure, and he has help right there coming from Collins. Collins slamming on the break, looking for an option. Chipped back in front. Collins trying to settle it off his glove. Battle in front. Everyone careening. Another chance. Eliminated. And now everything explodes. Tyler Paragallo and Matthew DePalma. Both exceptional defensive players are taken out of the fray. And we have more chattering between Paragallo and Tommy Doyle. And this indeed may end up being a long third period than we anticipated, as now both teams have to be separated and be positioned at their respective benches while the officials congregate in front of the timeskeeper area to figure out what the ruling is going to be, as Jake Citron helps out the Tigers by retrieving Tyler Paragallo's stick as the captain for the Tigers continues to vocally jaw with the Bulls. Wow. So there must have been an extra punch or something that was thrown in the midst of that crazy pile-up at the side of the goal, as the captain for the Tigers, Tyler Paragallo, has been ejected from the rest of this contest, receiving a 5-minute major. And we'll look at the live scoring to see what penalty Paragallo received as a result of the melee in front of the net. So here we go. As the dust settles, we get confirmation of what the penalties are. Smithtown Hauppauge, Tommy Doyle, 2 minutes for roughing. We're waiting for the official ruling on what Northport Huntington has received, as this one is a big blow to them, not only on the defense, but possibly for the rest of this game, because they have to kill off 5 minutes of penalty time without the Bulls getting a chance to score. That is a virtually impossible challenge to overcome. So here we go. I have it right here. Tommy Doyle, 2 minutes for roughing. He's in the box for the Bulls. Aiden Conlon is still in the box, sitting in for the remaining 23 seconds of his penalty that he took just a while back. Tyler Paragallo, a 5-minute major for face masking and a game misconduct. So we knew that there was something that was done in that pile up in front of the net. We just didn't have an idea what the penalty was going to be like for Paragallo. Gapanov got shouldered off by Nolte. So Paragallo, in total, after all of that, ejected from the game with 17 penalty minutes. The initial roughing penalty, which coincides with Tommy Doyle's roughing penalty, in addition to Paragallo getting the 5-minute major, and on top of that, the automatic game misconduct, which goes with the 5-minute major. Michael Gafanov trying to dangle past the Palma, and he gets tripped up. And this will help out the Tigers enormously, as they will try to go without Paragallo for the rest of this game and try to climb back from this 2-goal deficit that has been put on them, courtesy of Bobby Trice scoring just earlier this period. 7:26 remaining here in the third. Matthew DePalma in the box for 2 minutes. Tyler Paragallo ejected from the game as one of his other teammates sits for the remaining 3.5 minutes. And at the moment, it's 4-on-4 hockey. Sherwood trying to deal it down low again as Gafanov swipes this one back into the hands of the Bulls. Alec Ryan chips it across. Zara. Brandafino couldn't return it over to Azara cleanly. Savaglio able to clear it out, and then Sherwood tosses it back right in. Collins stayed clear from that hit attempt at the neutral zone. Brandafino trying to deal it to his intended target, Sherwood. As Northport Huntington is down to their final 50 seconds on this 4-on-4. Bulls trying to cancel out the Tigers. They try to capitalize on this 4-on-4 chance, and save is made off the shot by Giacoppi from Citron. Half a minute to go on the 4-on-4 advantage for both of these teams. Most notably the Tigers, who will now go back to being on the penalty kill in just 20 seconds. Rutkowski fell to the ice behind the play. There's a chance in front. Score! One word: resiliency. The Tigers trying to do the impossible of staving off the Bulls from capitalizing on a major power play, and yet at the same time climb back from a 2-goal hole after kicking off the contest, being out in front courtesy of a shorthanded goal by no other than Billy Collins. There is a lot to go over in this contest. And we'll be here to bring you the finish. Michael Agafonov tugged along the boards by Brandolfino. No call made, to the chagrin of everyone to the right of us. So it's Eric Kraft who deals the devil's hand to the Bulls and puts the Tigers down by one. Score! Nolte. Plenty to unpack in that sequence. The evidence is there just by the chants you hear from the Tigers. They wanted a call for what happened to Agafonov when he was being tied up with Brandolfino, and that led to the chance the other way that succeeded for Smithtown Hauppauge as Patrick Nolte scores to put the Bulls back on top by 2. Savaglio chips this one off the wall, and he'll nudge it further the other way. Possible 3-on-1 chance. Savaglio cross. Oh, it couldn't be finished off by Agafonov. He sent it wide. Back the other way comes Bobby Trites. Trites spins it in front. Petito almost getting the handle of it. He's forced into the boards. Here's Michael Agafonov trying to switch gears and ignite for the Tigers. Agafonov with a dangle, but he's forced too far and gets turned over again to the Bulls. Trying to come in 3-on-2. Bobby Trites, big save made. Rebound up in the air, knocks down. High stick signaled, and play is stopped. Morrow trying to wheel it around the boards. This one almost got back in front and it came off just short for the Bulls. Bulls trying to steal it back, and they do off the mishandle by Kraft. Dealt back in front. Big save made. Rebound cleared away out of the crease as Spinelli was just in a massive vulnerable position. Another chance. This misfires. Tigers trying to do the impossible. Able to check off one thing, which is kill off the Paragallo major penalty. Score! Heartbreak, anger, and frustration, all for the Tigers. Angel Spinelli, as Tommy Azara picks up goal number 1 to put the Bulls up 5-2. There are plenty of angry people, both up here and on the ice. Get another stoppage. And this will give us a chance to look at what just transpired. So a little flutter that beats Spinelli. This one will go for icing. Still a lot more to come at the conclusion of this broadcast. Be sure to stick around for the nightcap of our Wednesday night varsity doubleheader coverage, as St. Anthony's aims to pick up their first victory of the season when they go toe-to-toe with Thomas Konkowski and the Sachem Hockey Club. And that will be here before you know it, right here on LI Sports Network. Off the draw, Conlon just spiked it wide on the backhand try. Back in front it went. Neither McMillan could finish it. Conlon throws the body against Giacoppi in front of the Bulls bench. Giacoppi getting rough in the corner boards. Blakowicz converging with Giacoppi as this one gets knifed out of the zone. Tigers trying to quickly respond the other way. Turned over again in the neutral zone. McMillan, Feza trying to hunt down the Tigers. Look out! And there will no doubt be a response from the Bulls as everyone comes over to voice their displeasure towards Austin Ruthkowski, as Colin McMillan went flying on that hit attempt by number 55 of the Tigers. Two more minutes of penalty time for Northport Huntington as the frustration continues to grow on their end, with time continuing to wind down on their undefeated start to the season. Almost picked up a big victory against KPC the other night, and it resulted in a 6-6 barn burner for the ages, giving both teams a tie in the win-loss tie record column. Smithtown Hauppauge, on the other hand, is in a prime position to get win number 4 and stay undefeated. So that was Bobby Trites. He got smushed to the ice. Blake Brown on the ice. As if you are in this building, his number is currently being showed on the big board, when it was indeed Austin Rutkowski who took the penalty, as Brown and the Tigers will look to try to eliminate this latest power play that the Bulls have received. Petito, quiet tonight for the most part. Unlike that man in the corner who's got a pair of goals in Bobby Trites. Trites tripped up as he tried to drive in for another one. Another chance in front. Petito backpedaling, trying to get the shot to go off, and it got blocked off the leg of Savaglio. Savaglio can't eliminate that chance. Noche denied in front by Spinelli. More battling between Smithtown's Brandafino and Northport's Brown. Final 30 seconds of play here in regulation. Bobby Trites walks in. Trites delays. Bobby Trites deals it in front. Almost gets past Angel Spinelli, who gets back in position. Patrick Nolte looking for a pair. Deals it on just like a Petito. Petito wraparound try, and he's knocked down. The puck stays loose in front. Another chance. This one rings off the post. Trites trying to pick up his second hat trick of the season. Angel Spinelli in some possible discomfort here as he is getting up back in butterfly position very slowly, very cautiously. 9 seconds to go in this contest. Things are about to get intense. Lakowitz. Blocked. Another chance. That's it. The Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls remain undefeated and pick up win number 4, while Northport Huntington goes home with their first L of the season. And those two, back in the spotlight, just as they were when they kicked off this feisty affair. Jake Citron, Angel Spinelli. Big moments from the two of them, with one of them going home with another victory. Citron continuing his MVP journey. While Angel Spinelli and the Tigers will aim to bounce back in their next matchup. So that does it here. A little bit of a reunion amongst some of the PAL Junior Islanders players that both of these teams have, as we gear up for Sachem and St. Anthony's right around the corner, right here on the LI Sports Network YouTube page.